Now on Coast TV News.
Figuring out what to do at the current Milton wastewater plant, what a survey shows on possible replacements. Playing tunes and practicing cheers, how those on the sidelines are prepping for high school state football championships in Delaware and Maryland.
Rehoboth committee structure, 5 groups that could be merged into one, but so far it's a divisive plan.
From frosty to friendly temperatures. Don't miss the forecast with our warming weather shift.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Currently a wastewater plant, but maybe a boardwalk in the future. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with discussions on what could replace the wastewater plant in Milton.
A park survey asking people in Milton what they wanted as far as outdoor rec activities also included that property on the Broad Kill.
Live in Milton is Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert. Charles, the different ideas vary pretty drastically here.
Maddie and Charlie, let's use our imaginations for a second here. You can see that I'm standing in front of the old Milton sewage treatment plant right on the Broadkill River here in Milton. But imagine there maybe being a new boardwalk or maybe even some new businesses here instead. A survey taken by neighbors around the town of Milton resulted in a majority of different ideas of what could replace this plant once it is moved. The most popular answer was a boardwalk or walking path, but some of the other popular answers were a new park or even more parking options for Milton. One neighbor today said something needs to be done to clean this area up.
I think like a boardwalk along the water and parking, because we do need parking in town. And I don't know, maybe little shops. That seems to be pretty popular.
The town's Parks and Recreation Committee is discussing these survey results tonight at 6 o'clock. Again, we just want to reiterate, these are just survey results, so nothing is being done by the town quite yet. I'm Charles Reiner in Milton, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Charles. The survey also asked people in Milton about what they think would be great in town in general. Here's how the answers lined up. The top answer was dedicated bathrooms for outdoor space. Totally get that. Followed by a bike and pedestrian connection to the McCabe Preserve, which is a beautiful area. The third answer was a kayak launch. The fourth was bird watching facilities.
Let's go ahead and take a live look into Rehoboth right now. It's a cool evening here along the coast as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, what do the numbers tell you?
Well, the numbers don't lie, and they tell us it's been cold. It's going to stay that way for tomorrow morning. But listen, the numbers are going to be turning in our direction as far as warmer weather is concerned going into the weekend. But we're going to have to pay with a little bit of rain action that's going to happen as well. But currently, we're still on the cool side of things. For example, in Seaford, we're holding at 35 degrees right now. The winds are pushing primarily out of the north. Now, with the relatively clear sky pattern that we're experiencing, especially considering how much high pressure is staying really dominant in the eastern side of the United States, well, we're going to stay with temperatures falling into the 20s. So we have at least one more day in which it's going to stay oh so cold. I mean, this is where it is right now, in the 30s. Now, coming up, we'll talk about a warming trend, but also it will come with the caveat of a bit of rain for a few days in a row. But for right now, back to you, Maddie.
Paul, thank you. It's winter weather preparedness week in Delaware. Mother Nature definitely received the memo. The coast saw the coldest temperatures since early February overnight as temps tumbled into the 20s. This dangerous cold, just the first taste of winter here along the coast. Cold and snow can be dangerous to people and property, so it's important to make sure you're prepared as we enter winter months.
Awareness and preparedness can really dramatically lessen the impact and increase your chances of recovery after a disaster, whether it's a winter storm or a flood or a hurricane. So, you want to be one of those people that's prepared because you're going to survive so much better if you're one of the people that has kind of thought ahead.
Winter Weather Awareness Week runs through Friday in Delaware. To find tips on how to prep for the upcoming winter, be sure to check out preparede.org.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what's your main concern during extreme cold? Let's take a look at the results.
Take a look at your screen. So far, kind of a mixed bag. 36% power outages, 36% frozen pipes, 20% getting sick, only 8% really worry about car problems.
I think for me, I got to agree with these frozen pipes, folks, because while the other ones are a problem, that one can be real expensive.
Definitely.
If you haven't voted yet, you can do that on coasttvnews.com or use our Coast TV mobile app. It is day 6 of the truce in the war between Israel and Hamas, and a critical deadline is at hand. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is heading to Israel as much of the world waits to see if there will be an end to the temporary truce. CNN's Laura Aguirre has more as the families of those still in captivity wait to see if their loved ones will come home or renewed military strikes will begin at the hours ahead.
It is going in a positive environment, and that is what led to the extension of this, hopefully to another extension.
Qatari negotiators say they're optimistic day 6 of the truce won't be the last. So far, dozens of Hamas-held hostages have been freed, mostly women and children. Scenes of joyful reunions held against a backdrop of rising fears for those still in Hamas control.
There's still many hostages that haven't been released and are not home with their loved ones.
Believed to be still held in Gaza are members of the Bibas family, which includes the youngest Israeli hostage, a 10-month-old boy, and his 4-year-old brother.
We don't even know if that family is even alive. I wake up and that's when my nightmare starts.
The Israel Defense Forces are assessing Hamas claims, made without evidence Wednesday, that the mother and 2 young sons were killed in an Israeli airstrike. The status of their father unknown. IDF forces were also on the move this week, their tanks rolling into a Palestinian refugee camp on the occupied West Bank Tuesday, conducting, they say, counterterrorism activities in the area. With the truce ever fragile, many hostage families say they continue to focus on 2 things: peace and freedom.
It gives us hope to see that this framework is working. We really hope to continue seeing people coming home to their loved ones where they belong.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Hamas said Wednesday that it handed over 2 female hostages who were dual Israeli-Russian citizens to the Red Cross in Gaza following efforts from the Kremlin to negotiate their release. That's according to Hamas media.
As Cape Henlopen and Stephen Decatur High School are going to the state championships, those accompanying them on the sidelines are arguably just as excited. Stephen Decatur won't have a band going to the game on Thursday, but Decatur's cheer team will be louder than ever before this season to motivate the team. Cape Henlopen's band is prepared to take the field Friday as they practice songs to hype up the crowd.
It's really cool to be a part of this and experience it, especially since we've been to most of the games. It's been kind of fun to watch the team get here.
There's going to be a lot of screaming going on, but we're always pumped for game day, but there'll definitely be extra cheering.
The Cape Henlopen Viking Band will begin their performance at 6:30 on Friday for the game, and Stephen Decatur cheerleaders, they'll definitely be ready to help the Seahawks take home the championship title.
And don't forget to tune in to Delmarva Sports Network coverage for these games. Coverage for both games begins at 6:30. Decatur High School will play Huntingtown tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at Navy Stadium.
And the Cape Henlopen Viking state game, that's Friday at UD at 7 p.m. Coverage on DSN begins 6:30 both days. From pot to potential environmental expansions, the city of Lewis is considering a lot tomorrow. The council is planning to go over the request from mayor to relocate to the Green Hill Light Historic Site. That's where a lighthouse used to be at the end of Pilot Town Road. Mayor is looking to add an educational facility and make more room for rescued animals like seal pups, sea turtles. The city also considering banning the manufacturing and sale of marijuana within city limits, or actually allowing it in some spaces, and take possible action on extending Quest Adventures' contract for another year. That's for bonfires and beach accessories.
Staying in Lewis, you're going to see some lane closures on Beaver Dam Road tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. DelDOT says closures will take place between the roundabout for the Anchor Run development and Stockley Road during those hours as well.
Rehoboth Beach currently has 5 advisory committees: Animal Issues, Boardwalk Beach, Environment, Streets and Transportation, and the Trees and Green Infrastructure Committee. Now, in order to make discussing topics more efficient, one commissioner proposed at a November workshop that those 5 committees be consolidated into one. Tony Sharp proposed the idea, says one committee made up of people from every neighborhood in Rehoboth could make planning more efficient and allow all of the commissioners to be involved with the issues.
I think there's some very nice aspects to it because we can have different little committees that come together and have their opinions that wouldn't normally. So say the environmental committee and the pet committee might have some ideas that normally wouldn't be heard within them separate committees.
This has been a divisive issue right now. People on the 5 committees passionate about the topic they're focusing on. That might not be true if it's consolidated into one group. The city says commissioners will further discuss the topic at the December workshop meeting.
Still to come, proposed emergency fishing regulations in Maryland. What season could see changes next year?
Here's a look at our forecast in the next 12 hours. And listen, here are the secrets of the southwest winds bringing change. Details are indeed coming up.
But first, a strange illness affecting dogs all across the country. Why researchers are struggling to figure out the cause? Up next.
Time to light America's tree.
Kick off the holiday season live in a star-studded event with a show-stopping performance from Cher, hosted by Kelly Clarkson.
My favorite holiday tradition.
Christmas in Rockefeller Center, tonight on NBC and Peacock. Elvis Presley's Graceland opens its doors for an intimate and exclusive tribute.
It is an honor to perform here.
With one-of-a-kind performances.
I'm playing Elvis's piano.
Christmas at Graceland, live, tonight on NBC and Peacock.
'Tis the season for celebrating at Ocean Downs. It's the 12 Tournaments of Christmas, featuring blackjack and slots. The top 3 players daily win a share of $1,000 cash. All proceeds benefit Toys for Tots. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
For a great shopping experience, Furniture Gallery is the place to pick up one-of-a-kind signature finds to complete your home decor. Come explore our selection of handcrafted furniture and get all the supplies you need for your own DIY projects. And through the doors is Shore Marketplace, where you'll find the most unique local shops at the beach. With over 40 local artisans, Shore Marketplace is truly a local connection you cannot afford to miss. And next door you'll find Scrub Apparel outlets. All this under one roof with easy access off Coastal Highway North.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
The Cape Henlopen Vikings are headed to the state championship Friday at 6:30 p.m. Tune in to Delmarva Sports Network for an in-depth look at the Vikings' road to the state championship. Follow DSN on social media for live updates presented by Pohanka of Salisbury and Athlete Academy. This is Coast TV News at 5.
A mysterious respiratory illness in dogs has now been reported in at least a dozen states, Maryland being one of them. Researchers struggling to understand what's happening. The disease appears similar to kennel cough and seems to spread more easily in high-volume areas like doggy daycare and dog parks. Vets say because there's no official test and it's similar to those known respiratory infections, it makes it really hard to know what the true scope is. So far, vets haven't found any medication or therapy the disease responds to. Many dogs get over it in a couple of weeks, but it has proved deadly for some.
A Dorchester County couple is dead after a crash in Rhodesdale, Maryland. State police say that Johnny and Michelle Wright crossed over Eldorado Road and struck a tractor trailer. The circumstances surrounding the crash, those are still unclear.
Economic growth in the U.S. was even stronger in the third quarter than previously estimated. Gross domestic product rose at an annualized rate of 5.2% from July through September. That's according to the Commerce Department's new estimate released this morning. After a robust third quarter, the economy is widely expected to grow at a much slower rate in these final months of the year. That's as pandemic savings dwindle and interest rates remain at a 22-year high.
Are you feeling a little chilly? Well, listen, we're tracking a plot twist in the temperatures coming up in your full forecast report next.
There's a joy that comes with building your new home. The progress, the completion, and the move-in. At Berica, we specialize in building strong, energy-efficient homes. Custom built in our factory and finished on your lot. Start online today at bericahomes.com.
The new upscale OC Chopsticks Asian Bistro is the place to go for fresh, hand-selected ingredients used to create the most delicious Asian delicacies. Come dine in, have a drink, and let our skilled chefs prepare your authentic Thai, Chinese, and Japanese dishes. At OC Chopsticks, we take what was good and make it better. Sushi rolls, noodle soups, General Tso's chicken, you see where we're going. Anything made fresh is better. Serving lunch and dinner daily, located at the Ocean City Outlets. OC Chopsticks Asian Bistro, we stay fresh.
You have the power to leave the world a little better than you found it. You have the power to live a more carefree life. You have the power to make your home more energy efficient and less costly to operate. Solar from Clean Energy USA can give you that power. With over 14 years of experience and thousands of systems installed, solar power is more attainable than ever with generous incentives, making it less costly than you may think. Contact Clean Energy USA today to get your power.
Help solve the homeless pet problem by opening your home to a new furry friend. The Brandywine Valley SPCA presents the largest mega adoption event in the country. Hundreds of animals are ready to go home that same day. Adoption fees have been reduced to $35 and include microchipping, vaccinations, spaying, and neutering. Bring the whole family on December 9th and 10th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at all Brandywine Valley SPCA locations and participating partner shelters. For more information, visit megaadopt.com.
Local businesses are the lifeblood of our communities. When you're shopping for gifts this holiday season, please buy local. I'm Paige. And I'm Leah from Coast Life, and we're urging you to buy from businesses on Delmarva this holiday season. Whether it be cars, toys, or furniture. When you shop local, you support your local community, you protect local jobs, and you strengthen the local economy. So let's use our buying power, because together we make Delmarva stronger.
There's a joy that comes with building your new home. The progress, the completion, and the move-in. At Berica, we specialize in building strong, energy-efficient homes. Custom built in our factory and finished on your lot. Start online today at bericahomes.com.
Want to remind you, be sure you take the time out to pull out your cell phone. Be sure to scan the QR code right there in the corner of your screen so you can keep up with all the changes that's happening with your weather. Great opportunity for you to get our app because it will keep you updated on what's happening with any kind of freezing or frosting that's on the way. By the way, before we even get started, let's take a look at the game day forecast with Huntingtown, and Stephen Decatur going at each other for the state final. Listen, by 4 o'clock, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, and we're going to stay with mostly cloudy skies with temperatures staying mainly in the mid-40s. The game's going to kick off on Thursday at 7 o'clock in the evening. And remember, you can get your coverage. It'll be live on DSN, and our own Charlie Sakaitis is going to be providing some coverage there. Yes, we get to see Charlie do sports. It's going to be fun. All right, so courtesy of our Boardwalk Plaza here in Rehoboth, we're looking at 34 degrees. Oh, yeah, the chill is still here and in full effect. Temperatures in the 30s, mainly clear skies till we get to about 9 o'clock. Then we start really feeling it change a little bit for the better, okay? I mean, right now, we're still dealing with not necessarily the worst, but it's not the comfortable situation for us that you would think of. I mean, we're at 26 degrees, what it feels like in Georgetown right now. It feels like 29 currently in Lewis, and it feels like 31 in Selbyville. Our live radar is totally clear. I mean, we're not even concerned about any small craft advisory or anything like that along the shore. Now, throughout the Chesapeake Bay area, yeah, it's a little breezy there at about 25 mile per hour winds, but high pressure's in control of our weather for the most part. So we are definitely on the chilly side or near the freezing point, but nothing that a good solid jacket wouldn't be able to handle. We're about 4 degrees lower than we were just 24 hours ago, so that's why we feel the way we do at this present time. Now, let's talk about our expectations for the future. According to our rapid refresh model, we are seeing for Thursday morning some scattered clouds, Thursday afternoon, but Friday the clouds really start to thicken. That's our hint of things to come. Big question is, what do I wear? Because it's been crazy, right? Well, I believe we're coming out of the cellar, so to speak. So now instead of a big, thick coat, you can get away with a sweater and some tennis shoes. We'll have temperatures in the 50s. By the way, you're going to want to wear your sunglasses too because we're expecting a good deal of sunshine, at least in the morning time. So for Thursday in the morning time, winds are out of the west, 32 degrees for the most part, and we'll warm into the 50s with increasing cloud cover for us on Thursday. And then as we go into Friday, that's when the rain will begin to kick in for us. So when you take a look at our 5-day rainfall, you'll see that we see the rain primarily on Friday, Saturday going into Sunday. That's going to be our time frame there. So with our futurecast, you'll see, look at that rain widespread over the entire peninsula for Friday going into Friday evening. And the amount of rain, not all that impressive, less than about 1/4 inch to be quite honest. Rounding out the forecast, it's still chilly for tonight in 27. Tomorrow, 54. Then on Friday, heavy clouds with showers developing. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. Here's a treat Saturday. Cloudy, muggy, almost, on Saturday. And then rainy Sunday and Monday.
Paul, thank you. New today, DelDOT has announced the winner of the 2023 Delaware Watersheds Photo Contest. Look at this. Kimberly Barksdale took home the prize for her photo, Peekaboo, taken in the Brandywine Creek watershed. Amazing picture. Congratulations.
That is an amazing picture and a great title. Also new today, emergency fishing regulations are being proposed for striped bass by the Maryland Department of Natural Resources. New regulations would extend 2 periods already closed to targeted striped bass in the Chesapeake and the Susquehanna flats in 2024. The extended periods would eliminate next year's Maryland striped bass trophy season and the flats catch and keep fishery in May. The proposed regulations come as an effort to support the species' spawning population. The department cites 5 years of below average spawning success for striped bass as the reason for the proposed changes.
Don't forget, tune in to Coast TV News on Sunday. We have Sunday night football. It's the Kansas City Chiefs versus my Green Bay Packers. Coverage starts at 7 o'clock, and then we'll have your hyper-local broadcast after the game.
We salute John Simpson, a devout father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, for his dedicated and honorable service to the state of Delaware and the United States of America. His unwavering commitment during times of peace, conflict, and war has left an indelible mark on our nation. Honorably discharged in April 1968, his legacy of bravery and selflessness continues to inspire us. Today, John enjoys a well-deserved retirement, surrounded by love and admiration in Lewis, Delaware, where his story of service and sacrifice lives on.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
You know, Brian, the best thing about living in Maryland and Delaware is that we can use our decks year-round.
And Nikki, Paul Davis still has time to install 10 more decks before Christmas.
Sign me up. Paul Davis's AZEC decks are the best. They don't fade or crack, even in the winter.
Our customers love our decks, and our crews are ready to install your deck so you can enjoy the holidays. Call now for your free estimate, and we'll include a fire pit free with your new deck.
Now that is a good holiday.
Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. We are the difference makers. Weather is brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling, the difference makers.
Mystery of bottles washing up on shore. Next, Inside Edition, why people are terrified to open the bottles.
What I've always heard is do not open them up.
What's inside the bottles that's making him so afraid? Then, after the disruption at the Thanksgiving Day Parade, will the next target be the Christmas tree lighting? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Today at 5:30 on Coast TV.
I'll take a grande, no foam, triple cap, double pump vanilla latte with 3.5 ice cubes, slightly shaken, extra whip.
Yeah, that's going to be an upcharge.
Great! This one is on my Kasasa cashback checking account. Kasasa pays me cash back on everyday debit card purchases, plus refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. Go on, take back banking and treat yourself to monthly cash rewards.
Kasasa Checking is proudly offered at County Bank.
There's a psycho in my head. I'm closer to the edge, making me feel like I'm living in misery. Answer the call, living in front. You're the one born to save.
93.5 The Beach.
Get ready to soar with the Hawks. Delmarva Sports Network is your exclusive home for UMES Hawks basketball. From the first whistle to the final buzzer, DSN will take you courtside. Experience the excitement of both the men's and women's teams with every dribble, steal, and three-pointer. To see the schedule or watch the games, go to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com or download the DSN app. Join us all season long only on the Delmarva Sports Network, your exclusive home for UMES Hawks basketball.
Sponsored by Ancient Art Stone, where countertops are always a work of art.
The holiday season is upon us, and the Bless Our Children campaign is fully in swing. Already, we've collected over $95,000 to help provide Christmas for children who otherwise might go without. But as we all know, this year is creating hardship for many more people, and the need for help will be even larger. You can donate at blessourchildren.org, and here is some people who already have helped.
Thank you everyone who has donated to this year's Bless Our Children campaign. Our tree is getting more full of cards which represent your donations, which help make sure every child has a present to open Christmas morning. Right now, I want to thank Ron and Jean from Milford, Delaware for this card and their donation. If you'd like to do that, you can go to our website or blessourchildren.org. And speaking of the holiday season, one of the best things about this time of year is decorating your home with holiday lights, lots of decor, and that's where you come in. Take a look at your screen. We have a festive photo from Patricia Finnegan and Stryker. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too. That sure looks cozy. I absolutely love it. Thanks for sending us this photo, and we want to see how you decorate your holiday house. Send us your pictures and videos to coasttvnews.com/holidayhouse.
Tonight, starting at 7, Kelly Clarkson brings holiday magic to Coast TV with NBC's Christmas in Rockefeller Center. Don't miss the iconic tree lighting and festive performances. It's only on Coast TV. We'll be right back.
Delmarva's Holiday House is brought to you by Bay to Beach Builders.
The Stephen Decatur Seahawks are heading to the state championship Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Tune in to Delmarva Sports Network for an in-depth look at the Seahawks' road to the state championship. Follow DSN on social media for live updates presented by Pohanka of Salisbury and Athlete Academy.
Doctors, lawyers, teachers, bus drivers, cashiers, librarians, the helpful smile of a helper, a caretaker, a healer, a giver can also hide the deepest suffering. Domestic violence impacts everyone, even our everyday heroes. What Is Your Voice is here to help. Call our helpline at 302-467-3310 or visit whatisyourvoice.org.
Glassman, what are you doing?
I decided I wanted to be Santa Glass this year.
You can't do the voice. Stop it.
Come on. At least can we give away all the cool stuff?
It slays the holidays, and this year we're giving a prize a day for the entire month of December.
That includes concert tickets, autographed guitars, drum heads, and more.
From these artists and more.
Slays the Holidays is brought to you by Wilkins Wildlights.
More details at 935thebeach.com.
Her spirit, his dream. And the hottest dancing on Broadway now on tour. The music that moved a generation. The story that will inspire a new one. On Your Feet, the story of Emilio and Gloria Estefan.
Live at the Performing Arts Center, Sunday, December 17th. Purchase tickets now at ococean.com/pack.
Over 100 boys and girls basketball teams. 5 days of the best high school basketball talent in the country. 8 games a day. And it's all on the Delmarva Sports Network. The 41st Annual Governor's Challenge High School Basketball Tournament lives right here on the Delmarva Sports Network. From the first tip of the day to the wrap-up show each night, DSN is there. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app to see the action from every court. The 41st Governor's Challenge, exclusively on DSN. Presented by OC Floor and Home Gallery.
I'm sorry, you should see how we torture Charlie on the commercial breaks. Okay, so live radar, we're looking really clear for right now. And here's a look at your exclusive Coast TV 10-day forecast. Not torturous at all, actually. We're looking at 54 to 57. Pretty good stuff. Now, there's a little rain. I'll admit that for Friday and cloudy on Saturday. But Saturday, it's almost enough moisture to say we might almost get a little humid.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news and more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition's up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.